So far, I think I only have one complaint about the 2021 anime catalog. So far, a lot of the series are very much hoping for a second season. Komodo Gien, Code Black, Combatants, Full Dive, Vanguard, and Tamazaki-kun are all notable examples of this. I understand that it is easier said than done to write a self-contained 12 or 13 episode long series. I won't say that any of those such series that I've reviewed so far have been awful, but the only one to have truly break through to the great range has been Skate: The Infinity. But to end my long-winded intro, Skate has some new company as Vivy thoroughly impressed me. Vivy is about an autonomous AI who happens to be a songstress, tasked with spreading good cheer at the amusement park that she's stationed at. But her fate is about to be thoroughly changed, as she's about to be visited by an AI from the future, who is trying to stop the all-out war between humans and AIs that will happen 100 years. Trying to make the best of the situation since Vivy was the only AI available to connect to as she was inactive during the war, as she was a piece in the museum. While Vivy is dismissive of this, as this does not line up with her role as an entertainer, she eventually relents, saving an important figure in the coming history of the AIs and human relations from dying in an assassination attempt at the park, thus starting her journey through the next century, trying to change different parts of the history of AIs that will lead to the eventual AI uprising, thus entwining her story with the AIs that will follow her from her creation, as well as the anti-AI terrorist cell Hope, especially a certain member that she will save on their first encounter, who does not like that fact. But that's the elevator pitch. Vivy is also very well animated, and the shots where they swap to a almost manga-like still, they are so good. As for the audio, it's a home run. Vivy and the other songstress AIs have wonderful tracks. They even tie some of Vivy's performances into the OPs, either giving them new visuals or using new tracks to punctuate a change in her character. So before I get into the spoilers, here are my quick recommendations. If you like sci-fi and series that involve time travel, this is a series for you. The series has strong visuals and audios for the snobs. I think this is a great series and an easy contender for the best of the year, so I would even recommend this to a general audience. But there is one thing I must warn potential viewers about. Slight spoilers, but this is a very somber story. So if you're not in the right headspace to see tragic things happen to good characters, hold off on watching this series, as boy, will it punch you in the gut with no remorse. But we're now entering the spoiler zone, so if you're interested in watching the series, please close out this video and go watch it, and come back when you finish watching the series. Alright, let's get into it. I like what they did with Vivy's character. She starts out cold because duh, she's a robot and doesn't know what it means to be human. But as the series goes on, she starts to warm up and become attached to the quest that was thrust upon her. The shift is shown very well in the Estella arc as she recognizes Estella's passion for the space station, and seeing Tote trying to ruin it truly pisses her off, meaning she's ready to download the program to turn her into a fighter. I know some people might say that the series is too somber and might have been better to throw in at least one happy ending. I get it, because yeah, I would have liked to see any of these AIs get a happy ending, but the string of tragedies is the source of the archives turning evil to protect other AIs from this fate. My only complaint is that Ophelia kind of plays second fiddle in her arc. Like, Ophelia's story isn't bad, but Antonio and her story is in service to the finale of Vivy and Katakani's I Think We'll Do This Forever story, removing Matsumoto from being able to actively help Vivy during that fight, adding tension to both of their fights. Again, this may be me, as I was hooked by the Katakani story, so if it's sharing screen time with another story, I'm gonna focus more on the one I like. The only other complaint I could see people having is that it's kind of predictable where we're headed for the finale, but just because it's predictable doesn't mean it's bad. The journey is the real draw. We get to see the 100 years that Vivy goes through, seeing the differences every time we get a look at the amusement park that Vivy is stationed at. Additionally, if you know the destination, you can focus on giving context for that decision, or developing your character to the point where they could make that decision, which I think Vivy does well, while also being very good looking to boot, and I recommend checking it out.